Hi everyone. Thank you, Namrata, for the nice introduction. Myself Vrushali, and my husband is Sangram. You're basically from Mumbai, Amchi, Mumbai. So we have two kids. One is 21 years, almost 21 years old, and the other one is a teenager. He's 13 years old right now. As she was mentioning, I was into the IT industry, and I picked up the passion into this industry because there was a reason that my health was impacted because of the IT professional, the timings and the way it was working. And I worked on this through this community on myself, and I helped myself. But today's topic is not about myself. It is about that Namrata was talking about, right? कि मेरी आंखें मेरी मम्मी की जैसी है, या my skin is like this, or either we praise that okay, it is all because of my ancestors, or it is because of my parents, right? Either is positive or negative. So my topic is about that is something which is very widely used word called genes, and how it is really affecting us. So let me just share my screen with all of you. um, just let me know if you can see my screen, and let us, yeah. So, can you guys see the screen? Sure. So who is in control of that particular word called genes? Our health is in the genes control, or it is in our control. So let's try to understand a little bit today. As Namrata was talking about, I have diabetes. Like there are people being into this profession for many years now. When you speak to your, people who come to you for some health reversals, they definitely come back to me. Yeah, I know I will work on this, but hereditary is here. I will have a diabetes because my mother has it or my father has it. Um, BP, cardiovascular diseases, it runs into my family. Many more such kind of things I've ever heard. But before even I heard, I myself used to believe that it is hereditary. Okay. Before being into this community of wellness quotient and understanding about the wellness, let me take you a little bit back. Just few years before, my own husband, he is having a BP and the triglyceride conditions, and we know that his mother also had something similar. Okay, and also the diabetes. So it was it was well engraved in our minds that because his mother has it, it is normal that he has all these conditions. Okay, so this is what was ingrained in that time in my mind. Now please tell me, do you also believe that your health is totally dependent on your genes? Please type it. If you feel it is yes, say yes, and if you feel it is no, then just say type no. If you feel that your health is dependent on genes, then you say yes. And if you say that no, it doesn't depend on the genes, say type no. Then let's go ahead. What do you think? Is it yes or no? Yeah, I'm seeing it. A lot of people are saying yes, no, no, not really, yes, right? So after working on this, I understood that yes, the genes will not control your future, but your lifestyle will control the genes, and that will control our health future. So let's see why and how does it happen. Okay. Um, See, the genes word is so loosely used in our day-to-day communication with people that we really don't understand what it is basically, है ना? But I think हम सब fourth, fifth standard में we have all learned biology in our schools. Hopefully, अगर नहीं तो I will explain to you in a very small and a short explanation. हमारा we have cells, correct? And every cell has something called a nucleus, which is a computer of a cell. वो कंप्यूटर के अंदर में देर इज अ लॉट ऑफ प्रोग्राम इज रिटन. दैट प्रोग्राम इज रिटन इन टर्म्स ऑफ समथिंग कॉल्ड क्रोमोसोम्स. अभी अगर जो प्रोग्राम अगर हमने पूरा 1000 लाइंस वन बाय वन लिख लिया, तो इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू सी व्हाट इज देयर इनसाइड, राइट? सो अगर वो फंक्शन की तरह लिखे या तो सेपरेट सेपरेट कोड बना के रखे, तो इट इज इजी टू एक्सेस इट. दैट इज नथिंग बट योर डीएनए. ओके, तो ऐसे दिस इज इन क्रोमोसोम्स यू हैव लॉट ऑफ डीएनएस. अब ये डीएनएस में भी देर आर स्मॉल 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 small pockets of programs have been written which are independently can give some result to it, and that is genetics, that is genes that we're talking about. Okay, but the funniest part is when we were in our mother's womb, we were only one cell, isn't it? We were not born like a human being. We were just one cell. and that one cell had one nucleus. It had all this information of a genetic material, but from there we have our heart also has been developed. Our brain has also been developed from that one cell. Our other organs have also been developed from there. Everything has been developed from that one particular cell, which has all the genetic material. So how is that possible कि एक सेल है, इतना सारा उसमें genetic material है, but it is still able to make different kind of tissues, different kind of organs, different kind of systems. सोचो ना, हार्ट के बदले में अगर वहां पे ब्रेन है, how does it look like, how does it feel? You don't have different organs everywhere. If you look on your body, there is only teeth, 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 because that is one cell is multiplied. Is it, will it, does it, do we look like that? No, right? That means kahin na kahin pe that one cell is thinking and making another cell, which is telling that okay, this cell has to be a heart cell. Correct? This is how it has to work. And that is nothing but genes are getting expressed, or genes have been told what to do. Okay, I hope you guys understood how genes work. That means अगर सारा मटेरियल ऑलरेडी गिवन है ना, इट हैज बीन गिवन टू यू गाइस, एंड वहां से यू आर चूजिंग समथिंग फ्रॉम फॉर मेकिंग अ हार्ट, फ्रॉम द सेम जेनेटिक मटेरियल यू आर यूजिंग समथिंग टू मेक योर ब्रेन. मतलब देर इज सम काइंड ऑफ पिकिंग अप, पिकअप इज हैपनिंग ऑफ पर्टिकुलर जीन्स. तो कैसे होता है ये? कुछ सिस्टम यूज करती है अपनी बॉडी. ओके, लेट्स नॉट गेट इनटू द टेक्निकल डिटेल्स. आई जस्ट पुट इट हियर रैंडमली जस्ट फॉर यू टू सी द वर्ड्स, बट डोंट गेट इनटू द डिटेल्स ऑफ इट. वहां पे कोई स्विचेस होती है, कोई सिस्टम्स यूज करते हैं, और पर्टिकुलर मेथड से या तो वो जीन्स को स्विच ऑन किया जाता है या तो उस जीन को स्विच ऑफ किया जाता है. ठीक है. और हमारे बॉडी में, हमारे वो एक सेल में 20,000 जीन्स है, not one or two, 20,000 genes hai, aur wahan se a combination gets used for certain things, right? And this is the method which is used to basically form us, regulate our functionalities, create our enzymes, create everything happens from here. Fine. तो अगर ये है तो let me know, so what is happening. तो genes अगर वो एक सेल से जा रहा है, तो somebody is giving instructions to it to make a heart, make a brain, make hands, other things, skin, hair. तो कहीं ना कहीं से तो उसको इनपुट्स आ रहे हैं. बट अगर मैं पूरी अभी नाउ है बिकम एन अडल्ट, अ बेबी हैज बीन फॉर्म्ड, ऑल द ऑर्गन्स हैज बीन रेडी, एवरीथिंग इज रेडी, वी हैव ग्रोइंग अप रेगुलरली, तब कहाँ से इनपुट्स आते हैं? हाउ वी आर मूविंग ऑन फ्रॉम देयर. There also we are, our body is getting inputs from our surroundings and sending it to the genes. तो अगर आप क्या खा रहे हो, आपका स्ट्रेस कैसा है, आप कैसे इसको हैंडल कर रहे हो, आप सो रहे हो कि नहीं सो रहे हो, आर यू मूविंग अराउंड, what kind of an exposure you are having it around your surroundings or outside, what kind of an environment that you are living in, how hot it is, how cold it is. There are multiple factors, and signal is going inside. Okay, and your genes are picking up those signals, and the basis of those signals, genes are making some arrangements, some adjustments to run our body. So now you tell me, agar my genes or my DNA is a cookbook which has hundreds and hundreds of recipes given to us, and you are selecting a specific recipe from there to make your recipe, what will you choose? Will you choose a recipe which will give you inflammation, or will you choose a recipe which will give you good health? Will you choose a recipe which will make your body fully toxic, or will you choose a recipe which will make it more, detoxified and again unhealthy? Will you allow yourself to age faster? Which recipe will you use, right? Because you are choosing that recipe. You are dictating those genes what to do. Fine. So what are these, and the genes are something like either you don't allow them to get activated, or you ensure that they are so good that they are helping us out. Okay, there was a very beautiful story are there in the Hindu scriptures. I'm sure a lot of people would have heard the word name called Hanumanji, है ना? तो हनुमान जी ऐसे थे कि जिनको he was very powerful, but he had forgotten his power. Then there was one more character in the same mythology His name was Kumbhakarna. How many of us have remembered that? He used to sleep so much, right? So much sleep. And then you have to go and wake him up. Come, get up, get up, get up. But if he gets up, what happens? He creates a chaos in the world, right? In that war, whatever. So you don't want that Kumbhakarna to get up, right? Those are those bad genes. So how do that Kumbhakarna gets woken up in our life? By giving junk food, not having the right nutrition, not really sleeping properly. You are having a very sedentary lifestyle. You are not following anything. You are not able to handle the stress. हर छोटी चीज का stress ले रहे हो. There is a toxins all around your body. Around you are living into the polluted environment. There are a lot of environmental factors which you are actually not able to control it. So this is all is making that Kumbhakarna get avital. Okay. Now what can you do about it? That means what? Kumbhakarna is there in everybody's genes, right? It is that the gun is there in everybody's body. But now who will pull the trigger? It is in your hand. अब अपने हाथों से वो trigger को pull करोगे, right? And then you will say na, okay, that is going to create a problem, right? So now another major important parameter which influence this genetic expression, or the using the genetic genes rightly, is your gut. अगर आपका gut healthy है, तो it will help you in doing lot of right things. But अगर आपका gut खराब है, तो it is going to trigger lot of bad genes which will create inflammation, which will reduce your immunity, which will alter your all genes, जिसमें से weight बढ़ता है, mood swings हो जाएंगे, stress आएगा. तो if you feel that oh, it is all because of the hereditary, I think we need to look back and see, okay, am I really having the right choices in my life, which is giving me that conditions. Just to give you a little bit of glimpse, I told you there are 20,000 genes there in our cells, but there are few. I just wanted to give you a glimpse to show that for that, but few genes we actually need lot of extra support, and if you don't have that extra support, what it can create a chaos in our body. Okay, so I think through COVID and everything, I have seen so many people are having vitamin D3 deficiency, vitamin B12 deficiency, a lot of deficiencies, and just see, imagine if you're deficient in the entire vitamin B, what it is doing it to us. If you are not taking enough of good fat, what it is going to do us. Okay, so just understand that your genes to work properly, you also need a lot of good nutrition to be provided. Okay, now just a small example of if there are many deficiencies are there in our day-to-day life, and our body is having this deficiency, it is going to give so many issues on the platter for us to have it. So it is going to create a dominoes effect when you have some kind of deficiencies. I just wanted to give you an subtle information that bhai, agar aapka deficiency hai, if you are able to figure it out in your reports, please work on it right now to avoid this kind of domino effect in your own body. Okay. So, to silence those bad genes that you have in your body and you don't want them to get up, what will you do? You will ensure that you have a whole food, you will have a deep sleep, you have regular movements and other things. So what does that mean? You heard you saying that he was doing so many things to ensure that he got his health back. So actually, if you see it, all these parameters have been so beautifully captured in the philosophy that we also follow in our wellness quotient community. So if you see, the entire principles are all based on this to ensure that bad genes are sleeping and the good genes are active, and they are very, very strong. Correct? So see that you are doing everything here to keep your genes in control, right? So finally, I just want to say, if you really want to take control of your genetic material and you want to see that you are healthy going forward, do one thing. Please start, first take a step that assess yourself. Are you really healthy as of today? Don't put it everything into that heredity. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame your the ancestors. They gave us birth. I think we should be very thankful to that. Correct. So to know what I'm going through, what is my challenge, let's first go and see what is the root cause that I'm having it. And again, it is so beautiful that in we as a wellness community, I can tell you that we have so many beautiful tools that there. Personal assessment we do, stress audits we do, the sleep audit we do, toxicity audits we do. So we know those parameters, are we fitting into that area? Okay. And then You can also get all your blood markers done. Now, most of the people, we go for that, that plan milta hai, 999, 2999, 1999, something like that. And we feel that, okay, I've got everything tested. But if you really want to know your genetic related, deficiencies, you should also find it out some specific markers to be tested. I've mentioned it here. You can note it down if you wish to note it down. And third, and the important thing, like our today's champion Piyush, he didn't say that I have this problem hereditary, right? He did it. He knew that there is a challenge with himself, and he worked on it. But you might be fit right now. You might be feeling that okay, मुझे तो कोई problem है नहीं. But if you don't want anything to happen tomorrow, you might want to try to find it out. How are your genes first? Okay, so for that also we have a very beautiful genetic testing there, and which will give us the complete, the information about how your genes are behaving and what is expected in future. Now, why I'm telling you all these things, because when we were thinking about that, my husband had no other choice but to take the medication, and he actually did take medication for many years. When I studied about it and I understood that if I work on these three pillars, and I can really see that with the right information, with the right food, with the right everything, he could actually get rid of his medication. He could reduce the medication of his triglycerides. His BP medications came down drastically. And when we last time we met our doctor said, now you can, that CT scan, you keep it as your memento in the house, saying that, oh, this is perfectly good and you don't need to worry about it, right? So though genetically he had the situation, but we could overcome it because of, following the right pillars. Now, what can you do tomorrow or today? You can start small. See, you need not do everything at a stretch, right? You can start small. What you can do is feel your body, after you have eaten food. Feel, am I feeling good or am I feeling bloated? Am I feeling, some kind of an uncomfortness is there? After I slept for the night, in the morning, see and feel, am I fresh? Am I feeling drowsy? How is my energy levels? Correct. If there is any stress is there, how are you feeling in that stress? Are you able to control that stress? Right. Second, ask a different question. Don't say what is wrong with me, because that is not going to give you solution. What you can ask is, what is my body is trying to tell me right now that I can work upon and can resolve this challenge? Okay. And third, and the most maybe uh, there is one study. Okay, there is a WHO had done some study for 75 years long, and they found out some basic the parameters or the factors which affect our health. And I used to think that it should be smoking, it should be drinking, it should be bad food, all these things. But the first most important parameter that has been found out is how are you socially connected outside, which kind of people you are associated with. Okay, so if you really want to work upon your own health, I think the one who has invited you here should be the right person to take you into the right association and give you a path, your own designed path to work on your genes, because you are unique, your genetic material is unique, and you need a unique solution, right? So I hope you got little glimpse about the genes and how do they express and how you can change your health. Let me bring upon Namrata back, and thank you so much for listening to me.